memorable fires, the memorable assignment, I should say, I had. We spent, when I was with Stanislaus, we spent 28 days in Canada. That was a great experience. That was fighting a whole different type of fire. You know, didn't really have a whole lot of elevation. You get lost really easy out in that country because it's all flat, and you following the fire's edge, and you'd end up in the same place you started sometimes. It was different, especially we didn't have very many GPSs back then, so it was all compass work and things like that. And yeah, it was easy to get lost. But that was probably the best fire assignment I've had. Compared to, I've been in Alaska, Canada was really fun. The people there were really good with us. They weren't used to us digging line over there where they're at. They do a lot of things with hose. They do things different over in Alaska than we do. Over in Canada than we did. And it was a good time. It was 5 hotshot crews that were there that we all went together, and most of us stayed together the whole time there. So we got to, we got to hang out with other crews. We don't get a lot of that opportunity to hang out with other crews. Everybody goes different ways, but because we were from different places, they kept a lot of us together a lot longer, and it was fun. It was like a camping trip, even though we were fighting fire out there. It was we had a good time doing it. People were coming out watching us cut line because they don't actually dig dirt over there. They use pumps and hydro mop and everything that they do, and we were actually putting line in for them. So it was fun. We got to see 2 provinces when we were there. We got to go to the Saskatchewan and Thunder Bay and hit 4 or 5 different fires, and that was probably the best trip I had. 28 days being out there. It was a whole lot of fun. It was definitely different over there. It was a good time. Don't like the mosquitoes. Don't like the no-see-ums there. They got a lot of stuff that bite you. Usually it was funny. One day we came in after one of our first shifts on one of the fires that we came in. We set up one tent, and that was our cooking tent. And we commenced cooking steaks. So they fed us real well. We cooked steaks for everybody there and potatoes. And when we were done, we came out, and one of the logs that we used to build our tent up, that's where the smoke was hitting it, and the whole log was filled with mosquitoes on the outside of it going after the log. And it was, yeah, usually when dark hit, you went in your tent because the mosquitoes came out and they were bad. I've never been around that part before. We didn't see much fire when we got there. A lot of that stuff in those countries, when fires get big, they don't have you directly on the fire line. It's more of a mop up, putting out hot spots along the fire's edge, but you use different tactics. You put your chain on backwards and you cut the tundra and pull it off. That's how you cut line, some of them, or you're just mopping up the edge as you go. Because it's funny, it's the moss on the outside of the trees that are there, or that's the primary carrier. That's like our 1 hour fuels here, and usually when the RHs go up, that stuff don't burn. That's when you're going along the edge and trying to put it out, and when it does pick up, they usually back you way off so you're not right there on the fire's edge. So fire activity is a little different over there and how they go after things. It's mainly in the mop-up kind of stage. When I was there, they do different things. I guess one of the craziest things though that we did was in Canada, where they wouldn't. When we were there in Canada, they wouldn't. We'd fly into places, and they wouldn't. It was funny because they go. They got the crew together and we're getting ready to fly out to this one fire, and they tell, okay, you 12 load on. And we're used to manifesting here in the States, and there they wouldn't manifest. They just, hey, load on. And it was funny because everybody got in, they filled every seat, you had your gear on your lap, and the pilot goes, comes back down, and all right, 2 get off. And that's how they would do it. And we thought, oh, do we want to be on this thing, And that was new to me. That was strange. That was probably the craziest thing in Canada that we did. And it's just our our things we do here and what they do there are completely different. Another time they put us in a little Type 3 helicopter and flew 3 of us into this little piece of line that needed to be covered, and we flew in and landed right on the road, and when we got off you could see that there was a tree right in back just swaying back and forth with the rudder. It's like, oh man, we just landed on this road, I can't believe it. Things are different places, and I'm not saying it's that's just the way they do business over there, and it's strange when you go to, especially a different country, and fight fire. But it was an exciting time there. It was great.